What's up guys, Jay here with Yugioh. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we're back at it with our monthly installment of Floowandereeze. So if you guys are a fan of this deck, stick around because we do an update every single month. We've got some slightly different variations because the deck hasn't really changed much, but we did make some changes for you guys today. Before we get into the deck profile, check out those channel memberships and Patreon links down below in the description. It really helps us do what we do, including our giveaways. Speaking of which, we are giving away a full box of Duelist Nexus this month. So if you want to qualify for that all month long, the more times you comment, the more times you get entered in basically. Just go ahead and answer the questions of the day. Today's question of the day is, what's your favorite modern deck? Just let me know down below and let's get straight into it. Alright, we'll start off with the small birds. We got 3 Robina. It is your level 4 and lower wing beast add. It's really good. Even though all the small birds are level 1s, the fact that it said level 4 and lower really had great implications back when we had Bearer Statue, of course, RIP. 3 Eaglin. These are going to be the only 3 ofs for any of the birds whatsoever. Eaglin plus map is the same as Robina, allowing you to go into your big bird and then set up Empin. Map plus Robina is also just tremendously good. And then for the last of the small birds, we have 1 Stree and 1 Token. You can run multiple Stree in your, have multiple in your side deck, just in case you need to bring in more against the matchup where there's more graveyard implications. And then for the big birds, we have 2 Empin, 1 Ryza, and 1 Apex Avian. Pretty standard at this point in time. I don't really see any scenario where you should want to run multiples of any of these. Maybe 2 Ryza I've seen in the past before, but generally speaking, this is going to be your standard ratios for everything right now, and things haven't really changed till we get new support. Konami, if you're listening, please do that for us because this deck is hasn't had anything since Burst of Destiny, literally. Same thing with Sword Soul. Give us some Sword Soul support. And then for the archetype spells and traps, we got 3 map, Terraform, of course, just the 4th copy. We got 3 Advent of Adventure, 1 Dreaming Town, and 1 Unexplored Winds. I've seen some people play multiple Dreaming Towns. Let me know down below why that is. I feel like these are just correct, and then you can always recycle this. Just Stree it, and then Token it. Or you can Rise that top deck it. There's a bunch of ways to get multiple Dreaming Towns back in your hand. Yeah, pretty standard. Map, obviously broken card. I can see that being the first hit if they want to hit this deck. Avid Adventure is really good for dodging hand traps, and then dodging stuff to continue being able to play, as well as just unbrick your hand if you didn't draw anything to play with, because you can add any Floowandereeze or map, so that's pretty good. I was playing a Harpy's Feather Duster, but I decided to move that to the side deck. I feel like it's kind of just an extra copy along with Cosmic Cyclones post side. Cosmics allow you to interact with things like Anti-Spell, of course. But in the main deck, I just wanted an extra copy of Terraforming. I feel like they're less likely to put Floodgates, in their main deck as well for game 1. So just want to be more consistent. So that's one of the main changes I made this month. And then for the consistency cards, we got 3 Pot of Prosperity and 3 Pot of Duality. Just absolutely insane that this deck can take advantage of both pretty much freely. The extra deck is, you gotta use Zeus option and some toolboxes in case, something really, really bad goes wrong at some point throughout the game. But in general, you probably won't ever go into your extra deck, so Pot of Prosperity is just super free. Also doesn't conflict with Pot of Duality, since Pot of Duality adds and doesn't draw, so, and then we don't care about special summoning, so 6 consistency cards, just really insane. I could see Pot of Prosperity being hit in general as well, just because it's so splashable in many decks. And then D-Shifter, with how heavy Droll and Lockbird is in the format right now, having D-Shifter as well as Call by the Grave, which we'll show again later, those are just 4 main deck options to play around Droll and Lockbird. Not to mention also that D-Shifter is just so good, such a blowout card, and any deck that can freely take advantage of it should consider it at least. We do have Book of Moon in the side deck, to swap out 3 for 3 in case you're playing Cashier, of course. And then 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Imperm. Just really good cards in general, and both play under D-Shifter, being that Ash just has to discard and Imperm goes on the field first anyway, so just the best synergy possible for what we're trying to do. And then also just some extra interaction with the opponent. Because let's just put it out there first, 3 Dark Ruler no more. We don't necessarily struggle a crazy amount going second, but this is modern Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's still not an ideal situation. We do have main deck outs, 3 Dark Ruler no more. Remember, we do have Pot of Duality and Pot of Prosperity, so we have a high likelihood, and we're at a tight 40 list, we have a high likelihood of being able to see this. But if we don't, we could probably still play anyways. I know some people play evenly matched, but if they have a negate, evenly matched is kind of dead, so I wanted to have something that just is able to, you know, negate the whole board. I felt like that was a little more useful for what we're doing. And then, of course, the last card of the deck, Called by the Grave. Like I said, Droll and Lockbird really hurts us, and it's so prevalent in the format right now, so having a main deck out to that as well is just really good. And then, of course, any hand traps in general, or stuff that tributes for cost. You know, Called by the Grave. It's limited to 1 anyway, so the investment into it is nothing too crazy nonetheless. Alright guys, for the extra deck, we've got a list of some things you guys can play. Again, it's not super crazy important, but I always enjoy when players at least show it, because it gives me ideas as well. So we got our Downer Zeus package. We have Assembled Nightingale. That's of course the one that allows you to attack directly. And then you Downer Zeus. That's just kind of your crap button if something was left on the field by some way, shape, or form, something happened. And then Recital Starling is a free search. You can only do this one though if your opponent has a wide open field. So you just attack directly and do the same thing with these guys. And then you get an add as well. You might as well since we have the space. That's the only Xyz monsters. We're playing 1 Synchro Omega. If we have to send something to the grave, it's just generically okay. And then for our links, we have Link 1, Link Rebo. We have a bunch of Link 2s, because that's probably the most likely one if we are going to go into anything. We have 2 Baron Blossom. It allows us to Link Climb, and then draw. It's kind of unbricks the hand. Again, this is nothing too crazy or mandatory to even go through. 2 Harpies, Conductor, 1 Donner, which is kind of generic. Nightmare Phoenix, Unicorn, for our Link 3, Link 4, Link 5. I'm curious to see what you guys run in your extra deck too. Let me know down below. I'm always looking to make it a little better. Not that it's too important, but you know, unless you're running Ultimate Slayer in your side deck, you could make better use of the extra deck. But even then, nothing too crazy. At least I have the Zeus package, and then the rest can be fluff or just generic stuff. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like if you think we earned your subscription. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.